Hello Floss Tube, it's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Monday the 23rd of March and I am here to do the promised chart of the day video. I said in yesterday's video that if I was in the shop today I was going to try and do a video a day featuring a chart from Market. So I am here. I'm going to do a video. Oh, it's Remy. Just trying to figure out what that noise was. And share with you one of my very favorite charts that I brought back from Market. I know yesterday I said I did not have that moment. And I think part of the reason was there was just so many awesome pieces that just one didn't stick out in my head. A whole bunch of them stuck out in my head. So today is one of my very favorites. It's the Haines Sampler from Antibes. And this is what it looks like. There's a couple things you're going to want to know about this chart. Number one, it has some satin stitches. Number two, there is some back stitching. And number three, there's an error. When I was pulling colors and looking at the chart, I thought I noticed something odd in these two baskets here. And I wrote to Annie and asked her about it, and she said, yep, there is an error. So she's going to post the fix for it on, I believe she said, her blog. So you'll want to check that out before you stitch this. What do I like about this? I love the house. I love this area right here, which is it's flowers going different directions, but I think it's really pretty. There's some over one stitching right here, so you're going to want to know that. And otherwise, I think it's pretty, very pretty sampler. She calls for Picture This Plus Legacy, which I happen to have a little bit of it here. She calls, I think, for 36 count. It's kind of a greenish color, at least this particular die lot is kind of green. I decided to try a couple different colors, and one of them that came immediately to mind was Fresco, because there's all that lovely pink floss in that chart, and Fresco, generally speaking, has some green and pink in it, and I thought the fibers would look really pretty on there. So that's a second option. And the third option I came up with is new color for 2020 from Picture This Plus called Fawn. So those are three options you might want to try, and I'll show them to you here in just a minute. This is the called for colors. There's a bunch of them. Maybe I'll just do a little at a time. So that. That. And that. These are MPI silks. I did go ahead and I pulled the DMC, because she does provide a DMC conversion. And for the most part, the DMCs look pretty close to the MPIs. This one here is a little more green, so you might want to sub 38.29 for the 832. And there's one other one that's not as good. Which one is that? I'm trying to think. It's, well, the NPI is 982, and she says to use, hold on, 982. She says to use 840. One is clearly more gray, one is more brown. May be fine when you're actually stitching it, it may not matter, but I just wanted to point that out, that there is a pretty big difference there. I'm thinking either 640 or 642 could sub in for those, rather than the, but that's entirely up to you. You can do what you want. Now, I'm going to try and show you the colors. How's everyone doing today? I'm not open on Mondays, so it's been kind of quiet here, but I've been working the whole dang day. I got in some new floss. I picked up at I ordered it at Market. It's the Veriswa that Threadworks overdyes. And so I bought the whole line, which right now is only 79 colors, which is kind of why I did it, because I could actually afford it. If it had more colors, I wouldn't have been able to. So I was getting those in the computer today, and that takes a while. So I've been working hard today. So this is the Legacy, the 36 count. Colors all look good on there. And then, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Fresco, but it's a lighter beige, and then it's got the green and the pink in it. And I checked this out, and most of that white is backstitched. So I think that's not going to be a problem on this lighter fabric. Everything else looks pretty good. And the last one is the Fawn, which is looking a little more golden on my screen here. But it's not as gold as what it's looking. It's a very pretty color. Remy doesn't like being locked up behind the counter. But if I let her loose, then she barks something fierce at the dogs that are coming and going from the vet's office. Apparently it doesn't matter whether I lock her up or not, because she's still going to bark. So hold on just a moment. And we're back. Say hi to Remy. There was a lady walking out on the sidewalk, and apparently she could hear her footsteps, so she had to bark at her. So I was telling you that, oh heck, I don't remember what I was telling you. All right, Remy, you be quiet. Anyway, I think I was done talking about the Haines Sampler. Check that out at your local LNS. And hold please. And back again. Did a little stitching last night on my Learn Little Maid chart. Didn't get a whole lot done, but I thought I would show that as long as I was making a video. I can't see them very good here. I got those letters done. I brought this down and I added this black border and a little black there. So progress is progress. I'm happy with it, and tonight I think I'll work on samplers. So with that being said, I hope you have a lovely evening and get some stitching done, and you take care until tomorrow. Bye-bye.